As you know, this meeting is recorded and will be uploaded to public internet, so be careful of what you're saying. With that, let's start the meeting. I believe Klaus wants to give us an update. There has been, okay, so let me give a little bit of context for those who don't know. So there has been one change recently to one of our repositories, which used to be called Kubernetes, and then Klaus renamed it to Volcano. Am I right, Klaus?
Yeah.
And then there has been a lot of questions, and there has been a lot of concerns about this renaming. I guess partly because Huawei has a project called Volcano as well. So there has been a lot of questions whether we are bringing sort of like a private repository into a Kubernetes repository, whether we are importing code, why is this change necessary, and a lot of questions similar to that. So in this meeting, we are trying to clarify things, discuss the necessity of this change, and then if we see if there is any major concerns or objections to this kind of renaming.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so we can take it, Klaus.
Oh, okay. I think firstly, I'd like to say sorry about this one to make everyone confused, because I think I missed some process about this renaming. Yes, to make everyone confused about this part. I'm really sorry about this part. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I can share my screen. Okay. I have a anyway. I think I'd like to give an overall introduction about what's the scope of this project and what we would like to do for this project. So I think this one. Okay. I have a. I think I have a. Yeah. Also is the link to the agenda about this project. I prepared a simple slides to introduce the idea of this part. Yeah, I think for the Volcano, we would like to native support batch workload in Kubernetes, because we get several requirements for this part. And I think for Kubernetes, we already support microservice workload very well, right? Tomcat and several things. And for now, we get several requirements to support a kind of batch workload, such as TensorFlow, Gene, Dynamic, and MPI, something like. But when we also try to run this in Kubernetes, but we found some issue here. I think there is the major gap we found. And I used to list all this requirement in the upstream about. I will list the number later. We would like to see this bring batch capability into Kubernetes. I think another first rule, I may not go through the one by one, but I think there's some major issue is that a major gap in the Kubernetes to run batch workload. Now the first one is the job and queue management for the Kubernetes, such as multiple pod template, error handling, and we also try to support delay pod creation, because for now, if for the batch workload, if there are several jobs there will be create lots of pod, and but there are not enough resources to run all of them. And another important thing is the scheduler. We already have a keep about the cost scheduling. I think we all like to say it's a gun scheduling about this part. And I implement DRF in Kubernetes, and maybe also some enhanced fair share policy in there later. And it's also will support queue to share resources between the different queue and some other features, such as preemption reclaim, and maybe later. Yes, and there may be also some topologic enhancement, such as network accelerator. It's only about the scheduling part. Okay. As we didn't support And and another thing is that when we testing this project in the when we testing in this project, we found also some issue in the upstream about throughput, round trip, or something like that. We would like we will some open some issue or maybe pull request later for this part.
Sure.
And yeah, I think this is where we have a batch scheduler. I think this is going to include batch, and we'll also have some enhancement, including the queue and maybe and a job and some CLI plugin to view this information. Yeah. This is the overall for this project. I think the core part is still the cool batch, right? Batch scheduler is still important for the batch workload to run, and we add some extension about the some other part, for example, queue and queue job to management resource and to run at least to management job part of job life cycle to make sure they can run batch workload natively in Kubernetes. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is how we are going to deploy this part, because cool batch is a scheduler focused on the batch workload. Another one is the default scheduler. We still use the multi-scheduler feature for this part. So for now, we would personally, I would suggest to have a static node for different purpose. Yeah. I think this is the overall the scope of this project. I'm not sure if there are any questions for now.
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, there is no doubt that Kubernetes has some gaps for batch workloads. Everybody is quite aware of that. I mean, there are customers who run batch workloads, but they also have some pain in running and managing batch workloads in Kubernetes. So no doubt that this is going to be useful. There are some other questions like how is this? I mean, how closely is this related to your internal projects? And are we going to share code? How that interaction works?
I see your comments. I think for this part, because I think in the community there is a process called dominate repo, right? Yeah, so I think we would like to follow this process to dominate everything to the Kubernetes 6.
Okay. So basically, you want to donate the project, the whole project to PNCF.
Yeah. And then, in Kubernetes 6. Yeah. I think there is here is some rule to Kubernetes 6. I'm thinking whether we can follow this process, because this project fully interacts with cool batch. So that is why I want to extend the cool batch to for this project.
Yeah. So some of the stuff that we talked about even in your earlier slide goes beyond the scope of the scheduler only, right? So we may have some like admission controllers, some API. So for that, maybe a SIG-sponsored repo under SIG scheduling is not necessarily the best option that you have. So since it goes beyond the scope of the SIG, actually we had this meeting in the last SIG architecture meeting just last week, and then there were concerns about what should be considered a SIG-sponsored repo versus some projects that go beyond the scope of a particular SIG. And I think in this example, this particular work or project is an example of such projects that goes beyond the scope of just a single SIG. And as a result, I would suggest reaching out to SIG Architecture or maybe the steering committee and see what their recommendation is. I believe in the case for legal reasons, you should probably, if you want to bring this whole project, you should probably donate the project to CNCF for legal reasons, and I don't know all the legal details there, but I believe there should be a license change if there is a need and all that. So I would highly recommend reaching out to our steering committee for recommendations about this procedure to make sure that everybody is on the same page and everybody is in agreement with this step.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Is there any other question or comments from other folks? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Klaus.
Sure. I will raise this to the steering committee and the SIG to see their feedback. I also give comments in one issue about that. I think we can. Sure. I will go to that to get their feedback to see what's the next step for this project. Yeah.
Sounds good. Is there any other questions or comments from other folks in the meeting about this change?
Hi, this is Diana. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Da, how are you?
Yeah.
So, Da, I just wanted to follow up with you. We've been working with Da over the last year on the QJob controller.
Diana?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi,
It feels like a large hash.
Yeah.
That's why people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, just some background. We've been working with on the QJob controller last year, and we've kind of extended that. So, I just wanted to just reach out to you to figure out how we're gonna figure out how to merge these code bases. So, I just wanted to make sure I find out how this is going to move forward with regards to the contribution into Kubernetes. And I know we don't have the answers for that yet, but I just wanted to sync up with you again.
So that's great. I think I'd like to share some background here. When I was in IBM, we also work some some work to support to have a feature for this in this project, such as job management. But after we host this by SIG scheduling, the job management part was moved out. But but we got lots of requirement for this part. So that's why we would suggest to bring them back. So as Bobby said, this the job management part, maybe we need to get the SIG apps aware, and we also need to get an agreement with the steering committee and the SIG apps.
Yes, very good. So just happy to help with that in whatever way we can.
Yeah, sure. If we get the conclusion, get the feedback from the SIG apps and the steering committee, that I'd like to work together for this part. Yeah.
Very good.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank
any
you.
other questions? Okay. I guess we can move on to the next topic. Just a quick reminder. Just a very quick reminder for the folks who are attending KubeCon in about a month from now, a little over a month. We are going to have a face-to-face meeting for SIG scheduling in the contributor summit of KubeCon. So basically, it happens one day before the start of the conference on Monday, May 20th. I actually sent an email to the mailing list, the scheduling mailing list. If you want to attend the contributor summit, please make sure that you register for it. There is a separate registration than the conference registration for the contributor summit. I encourage you to attend the contributor summit if you are a contributor to the scheduling SIG, or if you want to become a contributor. It's a good opportunity to see some of the other contributors and see some of the demos. You're going to have a couple of demos as well. Ravi is going to have a demo. and I believe Klaus also has a demo, right, Klaus? I believe last time we talked, you were going to have.
Yes. I will going to share the cool batch part.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, I encourage you to attend if you plan to go to the conference.
Okay.
All right, these are a couple of items that I had and I wanted to talk about. In terms of other projects that are still ongoing, I know that there are a number of PRs, particularly like the scheduling framework that I'm working on. Jonathan and I are continuously talking about making changes. It's always hard to you want to make sure that the API that you design is kind of long lasting. We don't expect it to be super long lasting, but at least our hope is that it's gonna survive a few months after the introduction. So we were putting a lot more emphasis on usability of the API, and that's why we're still working on that PR and haven't merged it yet. Once it's merged, we are gonna have a few more issues for building the rest of the extension points and the rest of the framework for the scheduler. Some of the other projects like even pod spreading, that is ongoing, and the CAP is merged. You should know that the enhancement freeze for 115 is the end of April. I believe it's on April 30th. So your caps for any features that you want to add in 115 must be merged by that time. Please make sure that you have a cap for any feature that you want to have, and make sure that it's reviewed quickly. We are getting close to the deadline. That's all from me. If you have any questions or comments, you have PRs to review and anything, please share. That's a very long silence. I assume there is nothing blocking anybody.
Actually, I had one. So I think I've got a thumbs up from Klaus for that recap, and I think there was some comments about but I've addressed those. So I thought if you have any more comments, is there any problem in merging the cap which is pending over there?
Yeah, but actually, guys, now since Klaus was already reviewing that, I thought I don't need to be involved more. So yeah, Klaus, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just see that I'm waiting your feedback. Oh. I think this pull request is a work to me. Okay to me.
Okay, yeah. If you want me to take a look, I'll be happy to do that. But I thought since you were reviewing, I thought.
Okay, sure. I will go move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Anything else? Okay. In that case, I guess you take 10 minutes of your life back. Thank you very much for attending. Basically, the next, the main action item for you, Klaus, is to reach out to the steering committee and also maybe SIG architecture. If there is any need to be involved, please feel free to see me as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.